Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to our third video of the channel. I hope you all been good. I hope you all been well, and yeah, let us discuss. So today, as promised, from the last video, we said we're going to discuss the market maker cycle. Now, this cycle, by the way, is a cycle that we as an organization we use, and it's the core foundation of our strategy. It's and mostly because it is so simple and it works, been repeating for years and years. But yeah, it's the core foundation of our strategy. Today is just going to be a basic breakthrough of our of our of the cycle, more or less. So yeah, okay, so we begin. So the market maker cycle. So as we discussed in the last video, the market maker has to correct to a certain type of pattern as a way to correct the functionality of the market after inducement and trapping. So as I discussed, because after he completes his objectives of the market, of trapping and showing and inducing people, he has to correct to a certain type of structure, a structure, cycle, flow. The cycle begins with a type of structure formed depending on where the trend is heading or has to come from. So basically, before the structure starts, it needs to form some. Before the cycle starts, it needs to form some type of. Structure, some type of formation before it starts. Usually in the form of an M or a W, or your double tops, and your top formations, more or less, for the technical traders. But of course, we're trying to change that, as just trying to show you the truth of the market. So how does the cycle begin? The cycle simply has 3 sustained runs of price. Each sustained run has a reset point, or what we call as consolidation. I'm sure all of you are famous with the word consolidation. It's a form of point, it's a form of resting, it's a form where there is no movement in the market. And then a structure is formed, repeating the cycle again. We call these sustained runs levels. So these sustained runs, as you see on the screen, we call them levels. So the cycle contains three levels of rise and 3 levels of drop after formations has begun. So as you can see with my mouse here, the structure begins, starting the trend. Then it gives us what our first sustained run of what we call a 1. Then the market goes into resting point, when it goes sideways, consolidation, and then it gives us our second rise of price, or what we call level 2. Then it goes into a resting point again, and then it gives us our last level of rise, or as we call the last level of sustained run after the consolidation, and it makes the structure. So that's the half of the cycle for the up movements. Going down, it starts with the top structure, more or less, then or M as you know it. Then it gives us level 1, or our first sustained run of drop, gives us a consolidation, a resting point, or a lower low going to a lower high for those technical traders. Then it gives you a level 2, or another sustained run of drop, and then it gives us another consolidation, another resting point, another sideways movement where the market comes to rest, and it gives you your last drop, giving us level 3, and it makes the structure it made previously again. The W, the bottom top, double bottom top, more or less. And that is the cycle. The cycle just continues like that: level 1, level 2, level 3. Now, psychologically speaking, honestly, if you use this, regardless of all the noise, of all the traps, or everything the market maker tries to do to turn your your mindset around. You need to treat this cycle as a religion. That means no matter what, you always need to come back to this cycle. Psychologically, that's the only way you can succeed with this cycle. And this cycle is everywhere. No matter what the market do, no matter how sideways it goes, as long as you keep faith in this structure, because obviously the faith is going to be built by you going back and back testing. But as long as you keep this as a foundational base, every time, I promise you, you will be profitable. You can add any other thing on top, any other strategies and other SMCs, but if you use this as a foundational base, you will become a very good trader. You need to treat this cycle as a religion. So, as I was saying, if you treat it as a religion, psychologically, if you treat it as a religion, if you somehow manage to train your brain psychologically to treat this as a religion, as a foundation, you will not fail. You will not fail. No matter what happens in the market, no matter what the market makers show you, you will not fail. So let's go to the. So yeah, that is it basically. Let's go to the charts right now. So we can literally show you what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to teach. So as you can see, we start with the upper movement, and we start with our structure. So as I'm saying, there's a structure that's always going to start. As you can see my mouse, right? There's a structure that's always going to start to be made before the runs begin. So you can see the structure begins with our two bottom top structure, and it begins giving us our first level of sustained run, or level 1, giving us the consolidation going sideways. Then it gives us another sustained run, another sustained run, or level 2, giving us consolidation, right? Consolidation, and then it gives us our last level of rise. After this last level of rise begins, you have patience. You be patient, you wait for your structure, and it gives us your double top structure, and resetting the market, going down with our level 1 and going into consolidation. So as I repeat, this repeats quite frequently. I just wanted to show you this as an example to think, for you to not think I'm a fraud. But otherwise, this repeats every time. If you train, that's what I'm saying, if you train your psyche very well, I can guarantee you to treat this cycle as a religion. Go to level 1, level 2, level 3, structure, level 1, level 2, level 3, structure, level 1, level 2, level 3. You cannot fail. So it's that simple. It is that simple. So you can see now we're going to the down of it. It's another form. It's another example, more or less, from the same currency, Euro USD. As you can see, we took it from, it was in going to level 2, so it started consolidation, going to level 2, then consolidation again, finishing the level, creating a structure, a form of anchor point. And that anchor point was created, and that officially checkmarked our structure, right? Then it gave us our first sustained run of drop, level 1, going into consolidation, our second sustained run of drop, that being our level 2, going into consolidation, our third consecutive run of drop, or level 3, then creating the structure, and the cycle repeats again. As you can see, the structure is created. Now we're starting all over to level 1, consolidation, level 2. So I'm saying level 1 consolidation, level 2 consolidation, level 3. It is that simple. It is that simple. That's why I say again, if you are able to train your brain very well to treat this as a religion, you cannot fail. You can't fail. And as long as, no matter what happens in the market, no matter what type of things he shows you, if you have the patience and dedication to be like, this is what I'm looking at, and this is my religion, I'm going to focus on this, no matter what happens to the world, anything, no matter what happens in the market, I am going to focus on this, and no matter what, I'm going to say this, you cannot fail. So that is it. In the next video, we're going to, that is it for today, but in the next video, we're going to show you how to be basically more in detail with it in terms of time frames, how the levels, how the levels, how the consolidation, how they work, how they correspond with the time frames. So as for now, that is it, and thank you.